Good afternoon, students. So today we will see some natural phenomena, that is your chapter number 15. So in class 7 you read about winds, storms and cyclones. You learn that cyclones can cause a lot of damage to human life and property. You also learn that we can protect ourselves from this destructive phenomena to some extent. So in this chapter we shall discuss two other destructive natural phenomena. These are lightning and earthquakes. We shall also discuss what steps we can take to minimize destruction caused by this phenomena. So first of all we understand the concept of lightning. So you might have seen sparks on an electric pole when wires become loose, and this phenomenon is quite common when wind is blowing and shaking the wires. You might also have seen sparks when a plug is loose in its socket. Lightning is also an electric spark, but on a huge scale. We know that in a plug or in a socket we have two kinds of wire. One is black, one is red, means one is positive and one is negative. Due to some reason, what happens, if both the wires come together in contact, spark will be generated. The same process is going on in the lightning. So let's see. In ancient times, people did not understand the cause of these sparks. They were therefore afraid of lightning and thought that the wrath of gods was visiting them. Now, of course, we understand that lightning is caused by the accumulation of charges in the clouds. We need not be afraid of lightning, but we have to take precautions to protect ourselves from the deadly sparks. Okay? The sparks that the Greeks know about. Now, how this phenomenon of lightning come in a picture? Okay? So the ancient Greeks knew as early as 600 BC that when amber is a kind of resin, was rubbed with fur, it attracted light objects such as hair. You might have seen that when you take off woolen or polyester clothes, your hair stands on end. If you take off these clothes in the dark, you even see a spark and hear a crackling sound. In 1752, Benjamin Franklin, an American scientist, showed that lightning and the sparks from your clothes are essentially the same phenomenon. However, it took 2000 years for this realization to occur. So it's a very long period of time that we can understand the cause of such kind of phenomenon, that lightning. Okay. I wonder why they took so many years to realize the similarity. Scientists' discoveries are a result of hard work by many people. It can sometimes take a long time. Sometimes it happens within a few years you are getting the results. And sometimes it happens you have to wait for so many years. 2000 years is a very large time period. Okay. So we shall now study some properties of electric charge. Why? If you want to understand how lightning happen in the nature, so you have to first understand the concept of charge, electric charge, positive charge, negative charge, okay, and how they come together, and a lighting phenomenon occurs in the universe. So we shall now study some properties of electric charges. We shall also see how they are related to the lightning. Let us perform some activities to understand the nature of electric charges. But recall first what you might have played as a game. When you rub a plastic scale on your dry hair, the scale can attract very small pieces of paper. What is the reason behind it? When you rub a scale on your dry hair, what happens? Some charges transfer from your hair to the scale. So your scale becomes electrically charged, and just because of that reason it can attract the piece of paper. Okay. So charging by rubbing means you are charging the scale and it acquires some charges from the hair and it becomes electrically charged body. Take a used ball pen, refill and rub it vigorously with a piece of polythene. Bring it close to small pieces of paper. If you have a refill, rub it with the polythene. So what happens? It acquires a positive or negative. We don't know about that, but it acquires some electric charge. You should not touch the rubbed end of the refill with your hand or with a metallic object. Repeat the activity with small pieces of dry leaf, husk and mustard seeds. Okay, you have to observe your, do the observation and you can record it. So what is going on? So when a plastic refill is rubbed with polythene, it acquires a small electric charge. Similarly, when a plastic comb is rubbed with your dry hair, it acquires a small charge, and these objects are called charged objects. In the process of charging, the refill and the plastic comb, polythene and hair also get charged, because when you are rubbing, okay, so both the objects get charged. We don't know whether it's positive or negative, but both the objects will acquire some charges. Let's try to charge some other objects. You have given activity 15.2 that you can try. Then refill you can rub with polythene or woolen cloth. Obviously they are attracts or they are charged. Balloon also charged. Eraser also charged. Steel spoon, if you are rubbing with polythene or woolen cloth, they are also getting attracted and they can charge. Now types of charges and their interaction. Okay, see activity 15.3. This you can also do at your home. What you have to do: inflate two balloons, hang them in such a way that they do not touch each other. Rub both the balloons with a woolen cloth and release them. What do you observe? Now let us repeat this activity with the used pen refills. Rub one refill with polythene. Place it carefully in a glass tumbler using the tumbler as a stand. Rub the other refill also with polythene. Bring it close to the charged refill. Be careful not to touch the charge end with your hand. Is there any effect on the refill in the tumbler? Do this to attract each other or repel each other? In this activity, we have brought close together the charged object that were made of the same material. What happens if the two charged objects made of different materials are brought close to each other? Let's find out. Okay, what happens if you observe the diagram? 15.1. When both the balloons are rubbed by the woolen cloth, what happens? They acquire the same charges. We don't know whether it's a positive, we don't know whether it's a negative. But we know that yes, both the balloons are charged now. They are electrically charged body. When both the balloons come together, what happens? They will repel each other. You can see the gap in between. Why? Because they are made up from the same material. Whatever charges they are getting from the woolen cloth, that is also same. And we have already learned in 6th standard with the help of magnetic effect that two same pole attract or repel. Obviously repel. So two same pole repel each other. Same way here also. Two same electrically charged body repel each other. Same thing happens with the refill. Both the refills, when rubbed with the same material, they acquire the same charges. When they come together, they will repel each other. Now in the second part, what we can do? If you observe the diagram now, we take balloon and refill come close together, then what happens? They both attract each other, because whatever charges acquired by the balloon and whatever charges acquired by the refill, both are different, because they are acquiring the charges from the different materials. That's why they are attracting each other. So what summaries we can do from this observation? A charged balloon repelled a charged balloon. A charged refill repelled a charged refill. But a charged balloon attracted a charged refill. Does it indicate that the charge on the balloon is of a different kind from the charge on the refill? Yes, of course. Then also they can able to attract each other. Can we say that there are two kinds of charges? Can we also say that the charges of the same kind repel each other while charges of different kind attract each other? Obviously, yes. It is a convention to call the charge acquired by a glass rod when it is rubbed with silk as positive. The other kind of charge is said to be negative. We have only two kinds of charges, positive and negative. It is observed that when a charged glass rod is brought near a charged plastic straw rubbed with polythene, there is attraction between the two. What do you think would be the kind of charge on the plastic straw? Your guess is that the plastic straw would carry a negative charge is correct. The electrical charge is generated by rubbing the static. They do not move by themselves. When charges move, they constitute an electric current. And you have been reading about electric current since class 6. The current in a circuit which makes a bulb glow or the current that makes a wire hot is nothing but a motion of charges. So now let's understand transfer of charges in the next video. Thank you.